Good morning, children. So today I'll be starting with solution. So for classes, that is for sections 9B and C, I've already discussed this in the online class, but still again you can just go through this. Problems I'll be sending one more video on Wednesday. So 9B and C, children, it is like a revision which I have already done for you people just now in the online class. So now let me start with solution. So what is a solution? So I've already discussed with the different types of mixtures, that is homogeneous mixture and the heterogeneous mixtures. So solution is nothing but it's actually a homogeneous mixture of two or more solids, liquids or gases. For example, so sugar solution is an example for a solution, true solution. So sugar solution is prepared using sugar and water. So here sugar is nothing but the solute, water nothing but the solvent. So sugar, that is the solute, is dissolved in the solvent to give rise to a solution. So here it is nothing but the sugar solution. So what is a solution? True solution is nothing but it's actually a homogeneous mixture which is which consists of two or more solids, liquids or gases. Okay, children. So now let us learn about the properties of true solution. So for this I am going to prepare a sugar solution. So for this I am going to take a beaker of water. To this I will be adding a little amount of sugar. Okay. So then what I am going to do is I am going to just dissolve the sugar in water by stirring. So I am just stirring it to dissolve completely the sugar in water. A little amount of sugar is left out, so let me stir it again, dissolve more by stirring. Okay, so now I have dissolved sugar in water. So now what I am going to do is, children, okay, so with this sugar solution, let us know the properties of true solution. It is actually a homogeneous mixture which I have already told in the definition of the solution. So when you look at it, the children, here a little amount of sugar is there, but when you completely dissolve it, you cannot distinguish anything. So now when you take a sugar solution, so it is actually a homogeneous mixture. I'll give example of one more mixture, that is for heterogeneous mixtures, I think which you have already seen it. So if you want, you can just try it at home. You take a little amount of mud or sand and put it in water. So you know that sand cannot dissolve in water. So you can see actually the muddy particles settling at the bottom after some time. So you can see two different layers in case of a suspension. Suspension is nothing but muddy water. That's an example for a suspension. But for a true solution like this, that is for the sugar solution. So now the sugar is dissolved in water. So when you look at the sugar solution, it actually looks clear and transparent. You cannot distinguish the particles of sugar present in water. So this is example for a homogeneous mixtures where you cannot distinguish the constituents of the solution. So the constants in the solutions cannot be distinguished. In a solution, the particles are very small. So what will be the size of the particles? It is less than 10 nanometer. That is, the particles in case of a true solution will be less than 10 nanometer in size, which you cannot see the particles even under the microscope. That means the size of the particles will be so small that they cannot be seen even under the microscope. So coming to the next one, so as you can see, the solution is clear and transparent. So then it does not scatter light. So this we will be showing the experiment, that is the diagram, in the online class, that is in the next week when we teach you the suspension and colloidal solution. So what is this scattering of light? See, children, if we take suspension, like for example, if you take muddy water and when you try to pass, take a torch, try to pass light through that muddy water. So what will happen? The light will get scattered in the muddy water. Whereas in case of true solutions, when you try to pass the light will not get scattered in case of true solution. So what is the scattering scattering of light called? So the scattering of light is called as Tyndall effect. Nothing but it is, the spelling is Tyndall, Tyndall effect. So what is this Tyndall effect? Tyndall effect is nothing but scattering of light by the particles of a suspension and a colloidal solution. So suspension and colloidal solution, we'll be discussing it later. So suspensions and colloidal solution will scatter the light when light pass through this suspension and colloidal solution. So this scattering of light is nothing but the Tyndall effect. So this Tyndall effect will not be shown by the true solution. So what could be the reason for this? Why there is no scattering of light? Why? Because as I have already told you, here the particles are very small. That is, the size of the particles here, it is very small, that is less than 10 nanometer. So the size is so small that they cannot reflect light or they cannot scatter the light. Whereas in case of suspension and colloidal solutions, the size of the particles will be quite big. That is why scattering of light will happen. So Tyndall effect is not shown in true solution. That is what it tells. It does not scatter light, and I have also told you the reason for that. Next, the constants cannot be separated by filtration. Again, best example, I can take the sugar solution. So when I take the sugar solution and when I take a filter paper, make a funnel out of it, and when I try to pass the sugar solution through the filter paper, everything will come out of the filter paper. Nothing will be left behind on the filter paper. So that means, but whereas muddy water, sand and water, we can separate it by filtration. Take sand water, pour it, so you see the sand particles on the filter paper, whereas the water will just pass through the filter paper. But that will not happen here in case of true solutions, because it is completely dissolved. So what will happen? Nothing will be left behind on the filter paper, so everything will pass. So the constants cannot be separated by filtration. Coming to the last one, the particles will not settle down. So you prepare a sugar solution and you keep it for half an hour, 1 hour, etc. So what will happen? So the sugar crystals will not settle down. That means even after keeping for a longer duration in a solution, the particles, that is the solute particles, will not settle down. That means they are completely dissolved in this. Again, one example you can take, if you take example of sand water. So you just stir it, then you keep it for some time. Immediately after 10 or 15 minutes, you will see the sand particles settling at the bottom, where that will not happen here in case of true solution. So these are some of the properties of true solution. Okay children, so actually based on the amount of solid, there are different types of solutions. So first let us know about these three types. So later in the next video, I will be telling you about or teaching you about the few more types of solutions. So in this topic, just learn about unsaturated solution, saturated solution, supersaturated solution. So let us discuss more about this now. What do you mean by unsaturated solution? Unsaturated solution is nothing but take a little amount of sugar, that is solute, dissolve it in solvent, so it becomes unsaturated. What do you mean by saturated solution? Saturated solution is nothing but the maximum amount of solute that is dissolved in a solution at that particular temperature, so that no more solute can be dissolved. Now for example, I will take the sugar solution only. So this is unsaturated solution. Now what I can do is, how this unsaturated solution can be converted or can be turned into saturated, or how can we make saturated solution from this unsaturated solution is, I am not going to increase the temperature at this particular room temperature. So I will be adding more and more sugar and start dissolving it. So at particular point what will happen? No more sugar can be dissolved at this particular temperature, that means in the room temperature. So then it becomes a saturated solution. So what is a saturated solution? Where maximum amount of solute will be dissolved and no more solute can be dissolved in a solvent at a particular temperature, and that particular solution we call it as a saturated solution. So what do you mean by this supersaturated solution? So supersaturated solution is nothing but a solution which contains more dissolved solute than the saturated concentration. Already saturated solution has more amount of solute in it, but supersaturated solution will have or will contain more dissolved solute than that of the saturated concentration. Okay, so a solution which contains more dissolved, more than that of the saturated solution, so that solution becomes a supersaturated solution. One best example I will give you, children. I think for preparing the jamun, we all need that sugar syrup. So now a quantity of water is taken, then a little amount of sugar is added, you stir it, it gets dissolved. So that is an example for unsaturated. So saturated, you add more amount of solute, you start dissolving it, so there becomes a point where at that particular temperature no more sugar you can dissolve it, so that becomes a saturated solution. So supersaturated solution is what? So what your mother will do, she will start increasing the temperature, that means she will start boiling it. So as the temperature increases, so what will happen, the solubility also increases, so more and more solute, that is sugar, you can add. So again there becomes a point, even after increasing the temperature, no more solute can be dissolved, that is sugar can be dissolved. So that becomes example for a supersaturated solution, that is supersaturated solution will have the maximum amount of solute. So when you add maximum, increase the temperature, go on adding and it gets dissolved. But when you cool down, what will happen? The sugar will start crystallizing out. So this I think you must have experienced it in your home while preparing jamun, or you can just find it from your mother. So this is about the types of solution. So I am going to stop here, children. So in the next video I will be telling you about the few more types of solutions based on the amount of solute present in that. So that I will be discussing in the next video, and in the online class we will be starting with suspension and colloidal solution. Thank you.